number of COVID-19 cases continues to rise globally and right here in Guyana. Therefore, we encourage everyone to practice social distancing. Wear a mask if you have to leave your homes and wash your hands thoroughly and frequently as we all strive to stop the spread of the virus. Welcome to InfoHub for Wednesday, June 3. Thanks for joining us. President David Granger is urging the International Decade for People of African Descent Assembly, Guyana chapter, to embark on a new model of credit union to encourage economic empowerment. Here's Isaiah Braffy with our first story.
President Granger made the call while delivering remarks at the IPADG's Cooperative Credit Union first general meeting. He said that credit unions need to do more to foster economic empowerment and proposed that IPADG leads the way.
We must aim, my friends, at a new model cooperative credit union if we are to power economic development. Cooperative credit unions should graduate beyond catering for what I call the elementary stage of enterprise. That is to say, the provision of personal and subsistence loans.
The president suggested that a credit union cater for 4 stages of economic enterprise. That is, subsistence, which caters for personal loans; commercial, that is financing enterprise that could embark on marketing; industrial, that caters for the wider market; and international for competitive marketing and sales.
I think it's important that we should not allow the credit union to stagnate at the level of the household or the individual borrower. It needs to move to the 3rd stage, the industrial stage, which will involve the establishment of factories, and of course the 4th stage, which will involve shipping commodities overseas.
The models the head of state is proposing will see savings and shareholders widening countrywide with a diverse lending portfolio, but with an emphasis on products rather than consumer activities.
I therefore urge the International Decade of People of African Descent Assembly, Guyana, to consider carefully the adoption of a model of cooperative credit union, which will not allow itself to be marginalized by the greater financial sector, the banking community, which has the potential to compete eventually, and which can have the potential to compete with the formal financial sector, the new building society and the commercial bank, to stimulate enterprise beyond the subsistence level and into the commercial, industrial, and international competitive stages.
So IPADG Cooperative Credit Union was registered on February 7, 2020. Isaiah Braffit for InfoHub.
The East Berbice quarantine region has recorded 0 transmissions of COVID-19 since its first imported case succumbed in early April. The Regional Health Authority is now maximizing all efforts to maintain this current status. Delicia Haynes tells us more.
Robust screening has been taking place at the region's main point of entry, the Berbice River Bridge. Director of Health Services in Region 6, Jevon Stephen, disclosed that all recommended options continue to be explored to guarantee the safety and health of residents in the most efficient way.
On a daily basis, we find about 1,700 to 2,500 persons entering East Berbice quarantine on average. So we have a team out there. The team is working 3 shifts per day between 6 to 6. That is the stipulated period where persons are permitted to travel as based on the COVID guidelines. Our staff is there every day from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. doing screening to ensure that any person with abnormal body temperature or so is referred to a secondary screening facility. Thus far, it's proved to be very effective.
Added to this, screening is being conducted at all 30 health centers and health posts throughout the region, along with the 3 district hospitals in Skeldon, Maibikiri, and at Port Morant. While these preventative measures are being executed, persons who would have traveled to other regions with COVID-19 cases and returned to Region 6 without displaying symptoms can present themselves for a COVID-19 test.
At Port Morant, we would have implemented and installed our mobile testing unit, where the general public, persons who feel that they may need a COVID test or may just feeling strange, different than the usual, they are invited to go and meet with the health staff there. And if needs be, a swab will be taken off of you and you get your results within a matter of 24 to 36 hours.
There is also a weekly televised program hosted in the region to keep the residents informed about COVID-19 and how they can protect themselves and their loved ones. The Health Services Director appealed to everyone to continue working towards flattening the COVID-19 transmission curve. For InfoHub, Delicia Haynes.
The national recount of votes cast at the March 2, 2020 general and regional elections is swiftly coming to an end, with just a few regions on the review. Details from Alexis Rodney.
At the end of Tuesday, June 2nd, day 28 of the national recount, a mere 3 regions were under review. These included regions 4, 6, and 10. It was expected that by the end of Wednesday, regions 6 and 10 should have been completed and focus be placed on the largest electoral district, Region 4. The latest tally from the Elections Commission showed that some 364 ballot boxes remained from Region 4 to be reviewed. The 21 boxes from Region 6 and 25 from Region 10 were expected to be completed by the end of Wednesday's exercise. With the current pace of the process, analysts believe that the national recount could be completed much sooner than the new June 13 deadline. With 12 workstations in place, counting agents have been making remarkable progress in the recount. GCOM's Public Relations Officer Yolanda Ward on Monday said the Commission was making headway in the objections raised by the APNU-AFC coalition over electoral fraud during the elections. As part of providing evidence to claims of out-of-jurisdiction voters and EDA, the coalition had provided a list of names to the Commission for verification by the Chief Immigration Officer. According to Ward, the elections body indicated that 172 out of the 207 persons did not arrive or return to Guyana on or before March 2, 2020. She said the full commission will have to decide on the way forward concerning the information received. As a result of the objections to the mounting discrepancies during the recount process, the commission has requested that the APNU-AFC present its evidence. The coalition has since been doing so. The coalition has proven that over 200,000 votes have now been affected by electoral fraud. In a recent statement, APNU-AFC's Joseph Harmon said that the coalition had sent 11 letters to the Elections Commission speaking to the irregularities emanating from the recount. At the end of Sunday, May 31, some 1,144 ballot boxes were examined, exposing more than 4,000 irregularities. Those irregularities have amounted to some 221,244 votes being affected. For InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
Meanwhile, the Guyana Police Force is refuting claims that it provided the Guyana Elections Commission with false immigration information. This follows the publication of an article in the Kaituur News dated June 2, 2020, headlined "Top Cop Gives False Information to Claudette Singh." The article is suggesting that the immigration information provided by the force is false and that several persons who are named on the list never left the country and are still in the jurisdiction. However, the force in a statement stated that the migration data produced by the Immigration Department is generated through its record system, which includes an electronic border management system. The GPF further stressed that the system does not record persons who've traveled illegally and that it stands by the information provided to the Guyana Elections Commission and categorically refutes the article mentioned. More news is after the break. Stay with us.
This is Tamika with a message from my people. We don't know when COVID-19 will go, so for now better stay at home. Oh, we don't know, so let we try and cope. Sanitize or use a soap. Oh, I won't stop and don't you stop. Responsibility is what you've got to self-preserve the health you've got. Good hygiene we need to all adopt. I won't stop, don't you stop. Stay away from crowds cause it's way too packed. We all should stay 3 feet away, and in time we make this virus stop.
This is a message from Tamika Marshall and the Ministry of Public Health in collaboration with PAHO, WHO.
Thanks for staying with us. It is no secret that the global aviation industry has taken a hit since the pandemic. The Guyana Civil Aviation Authority is no exception. However, plans are in train to approach the government for funding following a significant shortfall in revenue. More from Shaquille Bourne.
The GCAA is reporting a 95% drop in overflights. Overflights are airplanes that pass through Guyana's airspace en route to other destinations. Those aircraft would pay fees, which would make up the bulk of GCAA's revenue. According to the authority's Director General, Lieutenant Colonel Egbert Field, the pandemic has set back the aviation regulatory body by approximately 2 to 3 years. Meanwhile, speaking on NCN's Context program, the Director General said Guyana is expected to welcome the first wave of stranded citizens in Barbados during the second week of June, and in the third week of June, nationals in North America will return. Already, GCAA has completed its draft of the Standard Operating Procedures, SOPs, that will safeguard health, safety, and security at the nation's international airports. Sanitization and social distancing at the airports form an integral component of the SOPs. Under controlled re-entry measures instituted by the National COVID-19 Task Force, all returning citizens are subjected to mandatory quarantine at their respective homes. Shaquille Bourne, for InfoHub.
The COVID-19 pandemic is everyone's concern, and the Public Health Ministry wants to ensure that all Guyanese are aware of the facts related to the virus, which has claimed thousands of lives globally. Here now are some facts about the coronavirus.
Hello, my name is Dr. Renita Albert, resident in anesthesia and ICU care at the Georgetown Public Hospital. Like Abraham Lincoln, I am a firm believer in the people. If given the truth, they can be depended upon to meet any national crisis. The great point is to bring them to the real facts. So today, I would like to share with you the truth and the real facts, giving you and your loved ones the best possibility to overcome this COVID-19 crisis. Step 1. Work remotely when possible. Step 2. If you must go out for necessities, keep a distance of 6 feet from others. You can transmit or receive the virus when speaking to someone in close contact. Step 3. Do not gather in groups. Avoid religious gatherings, social gatherings, and avoid eating or drinking in public. Remember, not all infected persons show symptoms. However, persons without symptoms can still transmit the virus to vulnerable ones. Step 4. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Why? Your hands may touch many surfaces that can pick up the virus. Your hands can then transfer the virus to your nose and mouth, and from there, they enter the body and can infect you. Step 5. Regularly and thoroughly clean your hands with an alcohol-based hand rub or wash them with soap and water. Why? These two methods will kill the virus that is already on your hands. You should wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. Step 6. When someone coughs, sneezes, or speaks, they spray small liquid droplets from the nose or mouth, with which may contain the virus. If you are too close, you can breathe in these droplets, including the COVID-19 virus, if the person is infected. This is why we encourage all citizens to wear a face mask. This will decrease the possibility of spread by trapping your secretions or barring their secretions. The face mask must cover your entire mouth, nose, and a portion of your cheek. Step 7. Symptoms such as coughing, headaches, sore throat, mild fever, and shortness of breath, we ask you to seek medical attention immediately. You should isolate yourself from the general population until medical attention is given. I urge all citizens to keep up to date with the latest information from trusted sources such as WHO or your local and national health authorities, so you can receive the correct advice on what you should do to protect yourself. Once again, I'm Renita Albert, urging you to stay at home as much as you can. Keep a safe distance. Wash your hands often. Cover your cough or sneeze. If you are sick, call ahead so your local hospital can be prepared. Thank you for listening to these important steps that we should all follow to overcome this COVID-19 crisis.
Remember to do your part to ensure that you do not put yourself at risk during this time. If you have a cough, fever, or difficulty breathing, please seek medical care early, but call that hotline first. That's all for today. Connect with us on our social media platforms, including WhatsApp, Facebook, and YouTube, with Instagram, as we bring you the latest and important news related to COVID-19 and much more. You can also subscribe to our website, dpi.gov.gy. Your Bridge Report is up next. Goodbye for now.